What's happening, nation? Pure Salvation here, and welcome to the Snapshot Update 12W34A Overview. Now, there's a lot of cool things in this update, so let's not waste any time. So to start things off, we're going to be looking at these item frames, which is what you're seeing on screen right now, which allows you to frame your items, hence the name item frame. And what you do is you take your frame, you right-click the wall, and you take an item, and you right-click that, and bam, you've got your item on display for everybody to see, which is fantastic. And if you really want to have some fun, you can actually go frameception, where you can place a frame inside of a frame. But yeah, I'm just getting carried away. And what you do is, if you want to craft it, you just take some sticks and a piece of leather and you create this pattern. It's pretty much the same way you create a painting, but instead of wool, you put leather. So pretty cool. Let's move on. So over here we have cobblestone walls, which are really cool. Pretty much they're fences, but now in the shape of cobble, and they connect a little bit more flush, so you can have like that castle wall effect. And if you want to craft it, you just take your cobblestone and create it just like you would with a fence, and you get your cobblestone walls. And you can also have mossy cobblestone walls, and you just start placing them down, and it kind of just connects like that. Or you could also place it upwards and have some fun like that. And the cool part is, if you place mossy, it actually connects with the walls too, which is pretty cool. So you guys can go ahead and have some fun with that. And you can also place torches on it, and just like fences, you can't jump over it. So let's move on. Next up, we've got these wooden buttons, which is pretty much the same as normal buttons, but now you can actually activate them with an arrow, which is, oop, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. You can just shoot an arrow at the button, and bam, it activates it. So now you can have these dispensers shoot at these buttons and have that activate what you want it to do. So that's pretty neat and effective as well, so that's pretty cool. Over here we've got these flower pots, as you can see right here, which is pretty cool for display if you've got some gardening items, for example flowers or saplings. And these are just some of the items that you can place in these flower pots to add that little cozy feel to your home if you'd like to. And how you craft it is, you just take some bricks and you make it in a V shape like you would with a bucket, and you get yourself a flower pot. So that's pretty cool. So moving on, maps have gotten a pretty big change in this update. So when you craft a map, you get an empty map, and in order to access it, you need to right click it, and that'll generate an area of land around you. But instead of placing you in the center, it'll just place you randomly in this generated land. And something that I found is really helpful is it'll show you when you go off the radar, or off the map, and it'll show you which direction you are in proportion to the map, so you can find your way back into the area of generated land. So I found that to be very helpful. And something cool is you can also duplicate maps. So if I were to take an empty map and the map that you've created, place them in the crafting recipe like that, then you get a duplicate, and you just get two of the same maps. So now you can share with your friends. So that's pretty cool. Also, stairs have been changed a little bit, so now you can have corner steps. So if I were to place a stair like this, boom, now all of a sudden this little corner step transforms, and that's very cool and makes a lot of things more flush. And you can also do it with the other way around as well, where if I place a step right there, now this changes, so you got a corner step this way. So I found that to be very interesting. Something really neat that you can do now is you can dye leather armor, which is just super awesome. And if you can check it out in F5 mode, I've dyed some of these leather armor and placed it on me, and hey, I look pretty good if I do say so myself. And this is just a great way to distinguish teams if you're doing some PvP battles, or just if you want to have fun. And the cool part about it is that you can really get customized with this, because you can actually combine colors with with the leather armor to get a really specific color if you're looking for it. So that's awesome, and you can really get funky with those color combinations. And moving on, there have been some new crops added, mainly potatoes and carrots, and you can see there's poisonous potatoes, baked potatoes, carrots, golden carrots. And you can plant potatoes and carrots, and these are what they look like fully grown and on some tilled soil, and there's water right there, so it's pretty neat. And actually you can there's a rare chance that zombies will drop potatoes and carrots, so if you got your zombie farm, you might want to take a look and see if you've got some carrots or potatoes. But anyways, let's move on. This is just a smaller little addition, but I think it's pretty neat. What you can do now is you can place trapdoors on the top half of blocks, which is very cool, instead of just being on the bottom. So now you can walk across instead of having to walk and jump. So I find that very, very neat. And in order to do that, you just aim the trapdoor at the top of the block. Actually, do I have one on me? I do now. And boom, just like that, you've got yourself a top half trapdoor. Pretty cool. So over here, I've created a little pen for some pigs and a nether portal, because now mobs from the overworld can now enter the nether, which is pretty cool. So if I just open up this door and let's get one of these guys to go in. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna break the block. You can push them in. Okay, please work with me. Oh, well, one of them went in. Nope, let me go in. There we go. So now they enter the nether, and if I go ahead and enter the nether myself, I'll join them, but I don't want to spend all that time rendering the nether. That's pretty cool. You can have them enter in and enter out as well, so if you need to get mobs to a certain location and you don't want to make them travel too far, you can use the nether as some fast travel, so that's pretty neat as well. There's also a new potion that's been added, and that's the invisibility potion, and it makes you invisible. So I'm just going to go in F5 mode and throw this little bad boy. And now, well, minus the armor, I am now invisible, which is pretty cool. And actually, you know what? Let me just go ahead and take off my armor so you can kind of see what's going on here. And yeah, other than the particle effects, I'm pretty much invisible. So you can go ahead and scare your friends like this. And last but not least, there's actually been a boss that's been added, and that's called the Wither. And unfortunately, this isn't in the game right now, or there's no way to find this boss without hacking. However, Sethbling has just recently uploaded a snapshot summary where he actually hacked in this boss, and you can kind of see its behavior. So I will leave a link in the description to that, so you can go and check it out yourself. And it's pretty crazy what this guy can do. So I'm a bit nervous for when he does get added in the game, but all in all, it's a great addition, and I love the fact that Jeb and the Mojang team are bringing in some new hostile threats into Minecraft. So I appreciate that. So this concludes the Snapshot Update 12W34A overview. I hope you found it informative and enjoyable, and if you did, a like and a comment would be fantastic, but if you didn't, that's fine. Go ahead and dislike the video, and hopefully next time I can make it up to you, and I recommend that you subscribe if you want to see more Snapshot updates and other fun videos. And with that said, I really hope you all enjoyed this video, and take care.